Are we doing Dave now?
Yeah. What's happening, people? It's Santan times.
Yeah.
Santan time, yeah. Santan.
What up?
Santan Dave.
Let's
so,
do this.
yeah.
Man. We haven't.
The last Dave song we did was, I don't remember now. But it was a good song, yeah. Obviously. Dave doesn't disappoint. I don't remember. I don't know if it was a video or an MP3. I don't really remember that.
And there's this one, he was with. No, it was one of the long songs. One that
How I Met My Ex.
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe that was the last one. I don't remember, but yeah.
We'll check it out.
There's another Dave song. It's Dave. Question time. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, it's gonna make us think again. All right.
I hate thinking.
Let's get it. You're setting it up yourself.
Look. Question for the new Prime Minister. How do you have a heart so sinister? How are you so wasteful when people are dying in Somalia, Afghanistan, Egypt, Libya? The irony is we have no business in Syria, but kids are getting killed for all the business in Syria. And then they try and tell you that it's ISIS. In their attempts at killing it, how many civilians died? So what's the difference between us and them? When you got drones killing kids just touching 10, then when a bomb goes off, every politician's lost like that last strike. It didn't kill 100 men. You ain't the same as them, but all that fuel for the fire is what you gave to them and what you take from them. All my life I know my mum's been working, in and out of nursing, struggling, hurting. I just find it fucked that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person. So where's the discussion on wages and budgets, how they made them redundant? When I was a young'un, the letters in her car said my mum was overdraft, but somehow I still had dinner money in my pocket. And even the little things like ordering pizza were probably the reason for overtime in the evening. 5 till 10, 6 hours of sleeping for 22 years. My mum was doing it cleaning, dreaming that her kids would have a better life. Going bed at night, struggling with getting by. That's the reality for millions of people in a nation where a lot of us were looking for a second try. A question for the new Prime Minister, and please tell me if I'm being narrow-minded, but how do we spend so much money on defence and weapons to wage war when the NHS is dying, bursting at the seams? And what about the people that voted for us to leave for the money that it would seem? 350 million we give to the EU every week that our health service needs. But now them politicians got what they wanted. Can you see an empty promise or a poster on the street? Nurses in tears cause they're working every hour of the week and they still don't have the money that they need. You brought the heart of the nation to its knees. Underpaid, understaffed, overworked and overseen by people who can't ever understand how it feels to live life like you and me. Patients lying in the corridors cause doctors can't even find a bed for them to sleep. I remember A&E and all them sickening screams of a little girl waiting for a surgeon to be seen. Privatised healthcare, guns for police, increased uni fees. Is this what they're selling us? Well, let me remind you just in case you've forgotten that we live in Great Britain, not in Donald Trump's America. And speaking of America, state and the president, with all due respect, I've got something to say to them. I just find it funny you can't give a hand to Palestine, but you can trade whole arms with Saudi Arabia. Look, I got a question for the new Prime Minister. At Grenfell Tower, your response was ridiculous. You hid like a coward behind your 5 million, dodged responsibility and acted like you're innocent. And I can see you're terrified. You're not good at telling lies. I'm getting why you stay away from everything that's televised. You look like a robot and you don't speak with any life. It feels to me like any guy in press could have said them lines. Imagine going to the council for the safety of your block and you got kids but they're ignoring you at every time. Everyone who knew about that cladding should really be going prison under rule of joint enterprise. But if it ain't a little kid with a knife, I bet that judge is going easy when he's giving him time. They don't deserve to be free. Any builder MP that knew about the conditions but did it to save cheese. When I listened to the things that the residents had seen, I was so shocked I couldn't even speak. Families they know that had died in their sleep. How you choke on the smoke when you're struggling to breathe. The glow from the fire, the panic when you hear all the sirens, the crackling, the popping and the muffled out screams. The fear in the eyes of a man that was trapped who jumped 15 floors from the tower to the street. I could only hear a fraction of the pain and the grief. Closing my eyes, trying hard not to cry at the joy and relief in the face of a man when a woman from the flat said his neighbor was alive. No help from the council in keeping any list or the people that survived, his neighbors and peers. And for that whole meeting I could see that he was trying, so his smile was an island in a sea full of tears. Look, I got a message for our old Prime Minister, David Cameron. I mean, you fucked us, resigned and sneaked out the firing line. I wanna know how you managed it. And are you bathing in the sun while them papers have a run at the woman that you left here to handle it? You gonna teach a little lad to be the man that's got a plan, and in the moment that it fails to abandon it? Are there bullies in his school? And when you pick him up after class, can you feel his embarrassment? I mean, you never gave a fuck about the youth, and that's the truth. There's no sympathy for you or your cabinet. I really wish I could have seen how you were scrambling when you lost the referendum that you had to win. I feel like politicians are all addicts in a big fat game, but it's lives that you gamble with. I got a question for the leader of the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn. Where do you want to take the country to? Honestly, I want to put my trust in you, but you can understand why if I got trust issues. Do you really have the faith of your party? Do you really have faith in the party that will come with you? And how do you plan on keeping all the promises? Man, if I'm being honest, sir, I'm struggling to get with it. I just ain't getting it. Everybody's great until you get them into office, and then guys start forgetting things. Prove to us you're different. Don't promise me anything. Go and get justice for Sean Charles and Edison. And if you haven't had the thought to vote yet or protest cause you don't really see the progress, I hope you know that what they're saying is affecting us. The small steps are way better than no steps.
Wow. 7 minutes of Santan. Oh, that. I told you before the video started, it's time for us to think.
Yeah, and I'll get what you meant, bro.
Have you watched that Joyner Lucas song?
Music video called I'm Not Racist.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. This kind of's got the same correlation. Yeah, there's the same feel to it. Like in that video, I'm going off topic for a bit. Joyner was talking about how he was trying to send out a message about how black people feel about the new government and how white people feel about how the black people are reacting to the new government. So basically it's two sides of an argument incorporated into one song. That's what you're trying to do. But then with Dave, right, let's just say he's trying to raise awareness and try to, I don't know.
Like protest, but
yeah, protest.
In a cool way.
Protest in a smart way. Don't go burning tires and smashing windows and all that. Just trying to use the media.
Put it in a song, like why they just like this.
Put it out there. So that's talking about the Prime Minister and how she's not making any changes to empty promises and all that. It's the same.
And how the last Prime Minister left.
Yeah,
everything in his
ability. What the thing about politics is that one thing I've noticed about politicians and politics is that no matter who comes to the throne or the head of government or whatever, it's a continuous cycle. It's always going to be the same. If there is change, if there is noticeable change, it's slight.
Not like, not to everyone.
Even the greatest leaders in the world right now, right? They haven't lived up to any of the promises they made. That's pretty obvious. It's just how the politics game works. Yeah, it's just how it's worked throughout time. It's like that. They don't live up to their
It
promises.
doesn't change.
No, it doesn't change.
And it is, that change is the person sitting on the throne. That's the difference.
That's the only change you get, and this is really good.
Okay,
He's trying to send a
so
message.
growing up in a country where politics was like, like the word in the street, I really understand what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like, like people promise things, like a lot of things. They'll promise you jobs, this and this and this, but then once they are in there in office,
It all
they
changes.
kind of forget all those things, and
Yeah.
then that's it. And when somebody can bring out the message like this, what else, man? You gotta
Yeah,
think.
politics is all. It's all about. It's a game. It's a
Yeah.
game to them.
Win,
And what I
lose,
think is that
just
if
play.
a political leader, right, who's from a poor background, someone who's never had anything, if that person comes to power, 9 times out of
Person-
10 they'll try to hoard as
Change.
much wealth
Yes,
they
they
can
will.
for themselves. Right?
No to change?
No. Most of the time, 9 out of 10. They always
Okay,
try to
okay.
hold the
Not
power
to
for
get it.
themselves,
Yeah.
right? And then they distribute it to the rest of the people. I mean, look at okay, I don't want to say any names.
Don't, please, just like,
we
for
can't
example-
say that
for
in this country.
example.
So yeah, I'm just saying that if you look at let's just say Obama for example, right? He was okay, right? He was okay.
Okay,
I'm not saying it was perfect, but he was okay. And if you
first
go-
black,
the first black president in America, yeah, he was okay.
continuous.
People
I,
liked him.
I wanted to remind you that he's the first
Yeah,
black
yeah,
president. So
yeah.
you can
But then-
continue now.
Just look at his campaign and what he promised, right?
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that he delivered on every promise that he had made?
No possible.
Obviously not, right? He didn't pull out the troops from Afghanistan, United States. People wanted them out of there since Bush's administration, yeah. And what else?
You're going deep now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put my point across. Even Dave mentioned it about the troops getting killed in Syria, yeah, and how they're spending all their money into modern warfare, and they're not trying to focus on problems at home, problems in the country, which is what they should be doing instead of
why would
funding
you, like,
weapons
funding exactly like nuclear,
which I
and everything, when
understand.
people are like starving out there.
yeah, and you want to
Why
spend
don't
money
you
on
take the money,
guns.
send kids to
But then, like I said, there's always two sides to a coin. There's always two sides of an argument. You find that they're going to say that they're focusing more on building weapons because of
threats.
because of threats, because they want to be a superpower. You know,
Yeah, so that when
just like
when
what
it
happened
comes-
in the 1960s with the Cold War in America and Russia. Everyone wanted to show off what kind of weapons they had.
now we got nuclears here.
Yeah, we've got
we got
bigger nuclear heads.
submarines,
We're gonna nuke you guys. So basically, it's all a game like
it's gonna stay there in
Yeah.
the government. Just
So basically, I think their priority, right? Most administrations' priorities. I'm talking about the good administrations, is the good of the common. What do you call that again?
what?
When you care about the majority of the people and not
National
individual
security.
people. No. The greater good.
Oh,
The greater good.
okay.
Yeah, they're not going to focus on a targeted problem because they are focusing on
Everyone.
working on something to protect the entire country, the majority of the people, which I understand,
The
but
mass.
they're also
Yeah.
leaving out the
Everyone.
minorities, the less fortunate. So yeah, I get ways. We could talk about this the whole
The
day.
whole day, and I mean, like, we go back to the song.
Yeah,
As an
so-
artist, this is something different, like.
Yeah, it's crossing
Yeah,
boundaries. It's nothing new. People have done it
Joyner
before.
did it, yeah.
Joyner
but I
did
mean,
it
like,
already,
this-
but yeah,
this
but
is
it's-
entirely different.
It's
I
a-
could like really understand it when he says it.
Yeah, he's trying to get home. He's trying to get his point across, which is good. He's active. He's an activist.
And he's simple.
Yeah, nothing flashy. Just him in a room, cameras and people. That's it.
I remember this other line he said, Macy's care for people.
Yeah.
But then the government is not paying people who care for people. So I mean,
No, they don't pay them enough. They take care of the people. They don't pay teachers enough, and they educate the future. So
they
it's
don't-
like that. Like
they
I
don't
said,
miss
the greater good.
shifts.
But sometimes,
You go to work every day. You even work over shift, like double shifts.
yeah.
And then I mean, they just don't see it.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have today. Otherwise, we'll go on for hours. So if you like this reaction, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Go to the comment section. Tell us what you thought about this video. Tell us your views about what Dave was saying about anything you guys want to
Anything.
talk about related to this video. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Come on, okay?
Yeah.
You get, oh,